there's our car. Right there, we have a vehicle. Today we traveled up near Philadelphia where there are 9 people missing in vehicles, at least that we are aware of. And behind me there is a lot of water, the Delaware River, and we're gonna be looking out here for any type of missing vehicles and trying to see what we can find. We're gonna be going over the different people that are missing and more details throughout this video. There might be multiple parts depending on what we find, but there's a lot of water out here to search, and we're gonna do everything we can to try to locate as many people as we can. I'm out here with exploring with Nug. Today we got the search boat. We're on our, I guess, summer trip. We just left New York.
Yeah, it was an impromptu to New York, and I guess it's going to turn into our summer trip.
Yep, so we're making our way kind of back home from New York, and it's a big old Navy base over there, right? Bringing back memories?
A little bit. That's the first carrier I've seen since, you know, military, since I've been out in real life, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah. Probably hear, I don't know if you guys can hear all these, there's a lot of planes, actually the airport nearby, but that's not the Navy. So to quickly go through the list of people missing, we have Bernadine Gunner in a 2010 Hyundai Elantra, John Thistlewood in a 92 Ford Expo, Joseph Sorecki in an 72 Mercury Montego, Danielle Imbo and Richard Petrone in a 2001 black Dodge Dakota, William Muller in a 83 Plymouth Turismo, Alex Buonasisi in a 2000 Chevy Impala, Lola Carney in a 73 Chevy Nova, Shelley Ludi in a 78 Chevy Impala, Tony Lee Sharpless in a 2002 Pontiac Grand Prix. So there's many vehicles, many different shapes and sizes. I know other search teams have been out here in different parts, different rivers, found lots of vehicles. So I suspect we're gonna find maybe some of those that weren't ever pulled, but if they have a plate on them, that to me that means that they haven't been checked out well. There's a lot of water, it's very easy to miss things. We miss things all the time, but it helps if these people are still missing, they haven't been found, so they still need to be searched for. So let's get out here on the water. All right. All right, so we just got out on the boat. They were actually super nice to let us park for free because we do search and recovery, and they, you know, they usually charge like $20, but they support what we do and appreciate that. So shout out to the boat ramp here. I think it's Rivergate Park. Really nice people. So there's a big channel that goes to the Delaware. I mean, even right here, it's 14, 15 feet near the edge, but we're still a good distance away from the edge.
And doesn't he say tide is in right now? Oh, it's high tide?
I think it's high tide. So, I mean, with the tide situation, cars could be anywhere. We're just gonna try to literally scan this whole river up one side and down the other. And it might take a while.
I foresee it taking 3 hours.
I'm sure we're gonna find some vehicles. Maybe places like over here where it's like, it looks like a spot you could maybe drive out to. Potentially, but we're gonna, there's a lot of spots to check. So anytime, we're just gonna keep scanning. And if we see anything pop up, we'll show you guys that soon. But there's a big channel that goes through here. The Navy base is over there.
Yeah, it drops off pretty drastically out there in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, it's still 20 feet right here, and we're what, a couple hundred feet away.
Yeah, I just don't know how far the tide drops, so I mean.
He said when it drops, people will be 100 feet out walking, fishing from this, so I think you're a good distance away, you know.
I guess.
Might be scan 100 feet.
I was thinking. Just in case.
But also with tides, you know, things can get covered up, so that's always a potential.
It's always a thing, huh?
Like this looks interesting. It's like an abandoned pavilion or something. All right, so basically we're going up and down. The tide is making things difficult, but here you can see on the map that there's a lot of water on this map. And all up on this right side, Red Bank. So up on this right side, Red Bank, where we're looking, this big, like, looks like big barge docking stations and a lot of manufacturing plants and stuff like that. All the residential areas are up here farther, but we're gonna try to scan everything because there are some back roads, but right now it's really looking like this side of the river is kind of a no-go. There's a lot of trash over there, but it's just just too shallow. You'd literally see a car unless it happened to float where we are. So I mean, there's that. But we're gonna go all up and down, and then once we get to the top, we'll go back around, head down. All right, we're making our way up to the town. That's the Walt Whitman Bridge right there, and this is a little dock pier thing I was really curious about because it looks like you could drive straight off here.
That graffiti way out here.
I don't know if it's accessible, but I would not be surprised if we're about to see a car.
Structure or something out there.
It's literally a wall.
Man, the current's kind of wild right here.
I mean, look at this. It's just an opening. And it's 23 feet.
Just gonna have to drift on this because the current's going faster than this. It's going faster than the.
Well, I didn't see any cars either right there. But man, look at these. There must be some stuff in the water around here because it's like rippling up, and it's like that's usually what the water does when there's stuff down below it. It shoots up and makes weird currents. You scared?
No. It's just water does.
All right, there's a boat ramp right here in this marina that we are kind of checking, but it's very, very unlikely. There's all these boats and there's no space. Pretty watched, a lot of eyes here too, so I don't think a car would miss. And we didn't see anything on the sonar either.
Yeah, it's like really hard to get to the boat ramp anyways. I was like, if a car went in there, it'd be sitting right there. Probably right in the wave, and the tide goes down, you'd probably be able to see it.
I mean, there's definitely some spot we're gonna find where it's like, oh, that's where the cars go, but sometimes it's quick. Sometimes it takes longer than other times to find that. All right, so we just made it down here in this creek, pretty much to a dead end here. I don't think the bridges are too low to get past this, and we may have an officer up here. I think security called on us. He was yelling at us earlier. I don't know why, but there's a cop standing up here, so maybe we'll go say hi. It looks like he's waiting on us.
I don't know. I don't see no sonar.
Check it out. We got the Camden Fire Department fire rescue boat, and they got a little similar one right here. It's a little Carolina skiff. Not too shabby. We're in this little marina area. Oh, they got some nice, better boats over there, sonar boats. Pretty cool, man. That'll be next.
Nah, I want an inflatable. Get them both.
What's the depth here?
13.
I mean,
I don't see any way they get in.
I don't see any way. It'd have to be like like 20, 30 years ago. It might have been different. I say we get out, keep scanning. We haven't really found anything yet. We've been going up a ways. So many plants, manufacturing buildings, stuff like that. I mean, we're still scanning the majority of it, but some of it just does not make any sense, you know? It's like gated, huge walls, fences, but there might be a storm coming in here in a few hours, but hopefully that just misses us. We'll have to see. So that right there is what we gotta be careful and watch out for. That's why you gotta pay attention when you're boating, because
these flat bottom boats, they go right over.
That could literally sink you.
Think so?
If you hit it just right.
I hear these boats are unsinkable.
But we're literally underneath the Benjamin Franklin Bridge right here.
Dang, that's pretty
this
big.
thing is impressive. So Jeremy over here had the idea to just take a look at what's going on.
I took on a side project.
I guess we're trying to push this out of the way a little bit. Maybe it'll help remove this hazard from the water.
It's a pretty big hazard.
Kind of surprised this is working, but I don't know if it'll just float back out in the water or not.
No, it's gonna become one with the wood on the side.
I mean, it's pushing. It's going over.
I mean, the only thing is like maybe the current or like the tide will go down and just pull it right back out.
It might, but
you never know. I am here to help in more ways than you can imagine.
not exactly what this boat's meant for, but
I mean, it's working.
Who said you can't make apple juice with oranges?
That's what I'm saying, man.
So we just came over to a really good looking area. It's a little shallow, but there's an opening right here and there's a truck parked there. So we're gonna scan this one more time just to be sure, just to be on the safe side. You might even want to scan straight out a little ways from here because it looks like a good.
So, huh?
I would. All right, we made it up to North Camden. There's a park over here. And from the looks of it, there's cars. We'll get a little closer, I'll show you. There's cars parked right up to the edge. You could 100% drive in. And I think this would be a good spot to check. I mean, the bank's, it's still 7 feet. But I was looking at the map, and it looks like it drops off maybe just enough on the low tide where you can still get a car out. But maybe if you send a car out during high tide, it'll float out enough that during low tide you won't see it.
Maybe.
I mean, look at all that. There's that old dock right there. Yeah, that looks like a good spot.
It'd be a really good spot.
Yeah, if it was deep enough. I mean, look at that. Car is right. I mean, that's a boat ramp.
We found all the boats.
Yeah, this thing is crazy. What's it?
What's it called? Barnegat? Barnegat?
Barney Gat?
Barnegat.
Barnegat? Barnegat.
It's almost like a ghost ship.
Make sure you don't become the next one to sink over here.
But right next to it looks like there's old sailboats sunk.
Maybe it's supposed to be Barn Gate, and then they put the E in the wrong place.
I don't know, it probably means something, or it did to somebody.
That thing's insane.
Wow.
There's
see the
boats.
sunken boat right there.
I bet he gets paid to just take boats over here. And you can see it underwater in the
They
sonar.
just keep going back there too.
That's pretty wild.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's nasty. It's messed up, man.
Dude.
A whole lot of nasty.
That is
back here.
impressive, honestly. Well, we're gonna scoot up. There's another section of boat ramps up that way, so we're gonna go there now. Alright, we're coming up on, we're pretty far, we're past the city. I don't know if you can see the silhouette of the city back there. We pretty much went up a ways, and there's like a series of like 3 or 4 boat ramps up this way. We're about to check. This is the first one right here into this railroad bridge, so we'll go scan this real quick. And there's our car. Right there, we have a vehicle.
Of course we do.
You can see this. I don't know how good your shot is, but you can see the shadow of the tires.
I can just tell it's upside down.
Yeah. Yeah, let me look at the cases real quick and see who's the closest, because technically we're still kind of close to, we're still kind of close to Camden. Well, we're North Camden. Technically this area is, let's see, Delaware, I think. Let me see the exact address. Well, this says Pennsauken Township. Township, New Jersey. So it's not completely out of the realm. So there is a Bernadine Waters gunner missing in 2010, pretty close to this location. Last seen in her home on the 1300 block of Park Boulevard in Camden, New Jersey, July 11, 2010. And she may be driving a blue 4-door 2006 Hyundai Elantra. And she suffers from depression, and it may have been suicidal. So this is pretty close to Bernadine Waters gunner, Bernadine gunner. So if it looks like a Hyundai Elantra.
Well, I mean, we've got a tag number and stuff, don't we? So
Yeah, we have a tag number. Maybe we can hit the live scan, try to get a better idea of this thing. Let me Alright, so we're gonna hook this thing with the magnet. Gosh, what just came through?
I'm not enjoying it. I'm not enjoying it, not once, not one bit.
Yeah. I didn't even see anything.
Something ripped through on the other side, I guess. Could have been one of them elusive tugboats. Alright. Getting near on top of it.
I'm not even touching the bottom yet.
Well.
Okay, there's the bottom. Alright, that's... Wait, it's not stuck yet. That's it, but it's not sticking. Alright, so Jeremy's suiting up. He is going to be diving this one. There's a little bit of a current. I'm just hoping the magnet doesn't come off, so maybe don't pull too hard when you go down there.
Good mine.
Should be good, but it's supposed to rain here in a couple hours, but we were getting ready to head up wrap up the day, and this kind of, you know, we ended up finding this car, so we're definitely going to check this out today. If we have time, we might check the other ramps. We might have to come back tomorrow. That might be another video, but we're definitely going to check on this one today. Because it fits the bill on several of these missing people's vehicles. Most of them are in cars, a couple SUVs. I think there's one truck. If only we found it during slack tide.
Yeah.
You might need to push me out. Alright, so I see the car right now. So there's a little bit of slack on that. Not a ton, but definitely some. Alright, you ready, man?
No, really.
Just pop up, I guess, in case that line rips off or something. I'll come grab you.
Alright. Right at
Downstream? Okay. All right, Jeremy just went in. I can see his air bubbles at the car. I know he probably dropped pretty quick, but we're gonna see what this thing is. Alright, Jeremy's been down there for like 15 minutes. I feel like he's still having bubbles coming up, but he must be trying. I'm guessing there's no plate and he's trying to pull parts off of this thing. Because usually when you're down there that long, there's no plate, which is not a good sign. And there's no visibility, so he's having to try to pull something off, and that can be difficult. And he probably doesn't want to come back up without something, so he should be probably coming out here in a minute. Oh, dang. And you were down there a long time.
Bumper's missing, no plate.
Oh, the bumper's missing. So there might have been a plate.
Oh yeah. I mean, I did find Premier XL on it.
You did?
It was like the model. I could not figure out what brand it is though, so I gotta Google what car that is. That current one, oh, I don't know. It was terrifying.
Was it?
It was a challenging one. Like I could see 6 inches.
Really?
Like with the light. I was like,
yeah.
And so like I'm feeling away. I was like, there's a tire. And all the windows are down except for the passenger front. And I reached all up inside. The car couldn't feel anything. No seat belts.
Sounds like a stolen car.
Probably is. It is a little. It's been down there a little while longer. It's got some rotten spots on it.
It does.
I think this is salty though. So I mean.
Oh yeah, it'll be quicker.
And there's fishing line on all of it. Like that's what ripped this off my hand, because the fishing line got caught up in it. Ah! Oh my God! Stop it! You're sucking me in. I gotta stand up.
Got ourselves a front left. Jeez.
Well, that one upside down on the left side.
It says LH, left headlight.
That's weird.
There is a number out there.
I guess it is left-handed if you think about it. It's got a part number. Should be able to figure it out. Just Google what cars said Premier XL. Trunk. Actually, the rear bumper is missing. The trunk was missing. The lid, deck lid. I kept pulling shit out like I was reaching in. I'd grab something mushy. And I'd pull it out and look at it. I'd have to wait for a minute and then they'd clear up a minute. There's just parts of the inside.
Premier XL?
Yeah,
Like it was definitely a car thing.
I don't know what it is.
That's like an Uber.
Huh?
That's like an Uber thing.
No, sit on both doors.
It's a car. It's not a
Premier XL. I think it's a car. Silver. The wheels had that almost honeycomb pattern. It had a big center cap, but I couldn't see what it is. And then on the outside of the center caps, it was kind of like the tiny little spokes. Look at that part number, see if something comes up.
That's what I just did. Nothing.
You gotta have something.
Some damn sludge inside this thing.
Did you write that SF number?
Yeah.
Should be the part number. So who knows? I don't know if it's one of our guys or not. I don't think any of those cars is a Premier XL edition. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we'll figure it out pretty quick. But let's pack up and well, see what we can figure out. So stay tuned.
I mean, if you're up to it, we could search the next boat ramp right up there. It's right across up there.
Late. Really?
It's up where that green light is.
Green light.
Or before that.
I see no green light.
On the left.
Pretty far. You go way over there?
Just look real quick. There's two more above that, so I mean, like, we can check those tomorrow. Maybe just check this one and we'll go back. Yeah. All right, so we're still trying to figure out what exactly the car is, and we posted we put a post out on social media asking for help. So if you guys want to be part of these kind of searches and videos, make sure to be following us on all social media, and that can actually help us out sometimes if you know the answer to what this is. Maybe you're watching this video and you're like, I know exactly what that car is. So we're still waiting on that, but right now we're heading up to one more boat ramp, I think today, up here in the left. There's so much crap just floating in the water out here. There's like tires and sticks everywhere. But we're gonna check this one more boat ramp. There's people doing dirt bikes and all types of stuff up here. Dude, there's crap everywhere.
There's a huge structure right there.
Is that a
whatever, yeah, bridge, whatever the pillars used to be hooked up to. Something massive underwater. Old, like old bridge, maybe?
bridge or boat?
Man, I don't see none.
We haven't hit it yet. This is the boat.
Oh, yeah, but it's usually downstream or upstream, I guess. It's the tide goes
tide, yeah. I mean, they may regularly check this area.
They're pulling cars out every day.
Yeah, it's looking clear, surprisingly.
I'm really surprised.
Right off the bat, unless we see something right here.
It's lots of tires and God knows what else.
You can park all the way up here, so I mean, we're not out of the woods yet at this spot. This is the Philadelphia side.
Uh-oh. Oh, it's official.
Yeah. That looks like a inflated boat.
It's one of the ones like we was on.
All right, we just got back to shore. I guess that's gonna be part one, the end of part one of our search here in Philadelphia. We were able to find, what was the car? So what did it end up being?
It was a 90s Eagle Premier LX. I was a little backwards. Now, in my defense, the car's upside down.
Yeah.
So it has a play little trick on it, but it wasn't an XL, it was an LX. Never even heard of an Eagle before.
Yeah.
It was old.
Well, it's like a Renault. We found Renault before, brand. They're like the foreign cars.
There's lots of weird cars out there that I've never even heard of, and they end up in the rivers.
Yeah.
So there's probably a reason for that.
But we'll be back tomorrow. We're going to be searching a lot more on the other side, the Philadelphia side. I'm pretty sure we're going to find more cars. So
Better hurry.
Hopefully we can. Hopefully we can solve some of these cases tomorrow. Find some more cars to dive on. Really appreciate you guys' support. See you on the next one.